Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So in a previous video, we had already discussed about what are life process. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss about nutrition. Okay, let's start. Nutrition. We, sorry, when we walk When we walk or ride a bicycle, we are using up energy. When we walk or when we do any work, any activity, we use energy. Okay. Even when we are not doing any important activity, energy is needed to maintain a state of order in our body. Okay. If sorry, even we when sorry even we are not doing any activity, energy is needed to maintain a state of order in our body. Okay, so in this situation energy is also needed for us to maintain our body. Okay, now we also need materials from outside in the order to grow, develop and synthesize protein and other substance needed in the body. It means we also need material from the outside. It means that in environment. Okay, in order to grow, development, synthesize protein and other substances needed in the body, and other substances needed in body to maintain our body. Okay, this source of energy and materials is the food we eat. Okay, and this source of energy and material is the food that we eat every day. Okay, how do living things get their food? Let's see. The general requirement for energy and material is common in all organisms, but it is fulfilled in different ways. Okay, the general requirement for energy and material is common in almost in all organisms, but it is fulfilled in different ways. But it is fulfilled in different ways. Okay, some organisms use simple food material obtained from inorganic source in the form of carbon dioxide and water. Okay, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, it means some organisms use simple food material from inorganic source in the form of carbon dioxide and H2O, water. Okay, these organisms are autotrophs, includes green plants and some bacteria, and these organisms, the autotrophs includes all green plants and some bacteria also. Okay, autotroph means it prepare their food by themselves. Okay, other organisms utilize complex substances, and other organisms utilize uh, complex substances. Okay, these complex substances have to broken down into simple ones before they can be used for the upkeep and growth of the body. Okay, and other organisms utilize complex substance, and these complex substance have converted into simpler one before they can be used for their upkeep and growth of the body. Okay, they broke their complex substance into the form of what? Into the form of simpler ones. Okay. To achieve this, organisms use a biocatalyst called enzymes. Okay. To use this, to achieve this, organisms use biocatalyst called enzyme. Okay. There are many types of enzyme that are present in our body, and they perform many types of function in our body. Thus, the heterotrophs survival depends directly or indirectly on autotrophs. Thus, the heterotroph, it means those kind of organisms that are directly or indirectly depend on what? Autotrophs. Okay. Heterotrophs organisms includes animal and fungi. Okay. And heterotrophs include animals and fungi. Okay. We also depend directly or indirectly on autotrophs. Okay. Now, let's discuss about autotrophic nutrition. Okay. Let's see about autotrophic nutrition. Carbon and energy requirement of the autotrophic organisms are fulfilled by photosynthesis. Okay, carbon and energy requirement for the autotrophs organisms like plants and all green plants and some bacteria also are fulfilled by photosynthesis. Okay, it is the process by which autotrophs take in substance from the outside and convert into a stone form energy. Stone form of energy. Okay, it means in this process, autotroph take in substance from the outside. Okay, and convert them into stone form of energy. Okay. This material is taken in the form of carbon dioxide and water, which is converted into carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay. Yeah. This material is taken from carbon dioxide and what? H2O, water. Okay, which converted into carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. With the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, make carbohydrate. Okay. Carbohydrates are utilized from providing energy to the plant, and carbohydrates are utilized for providing energy from the plant. Okay. We will study how this takes place in the next session, and we will study how this takes place in the next session and the next session. The carbohydrates which are not used immediately and stored in the form of starch, which serve as the internal energy reserve to be used as and when required by the plant. Okay. The carbohydrates which are not used immediately are stored in the form of starch. Okay. Carbohydrates are not used immediately. Okay. It is stored in the form of starch. Okay. Which serves as the internal energy reserve to be used and used as when required by the plant, and it used when the plant are required. Okay, this what energy. Okay. A somewhat similar situation is seen in us, where some of the energy derived from the food we eat to stored in our body in the form of glycogen. Okay, and somewhat similar situation is seen in us. It means animals. Okay, where some of the energy is derived from the food that we eat is stored in our body in the form of glycogen. Okay, and in our body, energy is stored in the form of glycogen, and in plant, it stored in the form of starch. Okay. Now, let us see. Here, this is the equation of photosynthesis. Okay, you have to learn. Let us now see what actually happened during the process of photosynthesis. These following events occurs during the this process. Let's see what actually happening during photosynthesis. First, absorption of sunlight energy by chlorophyll. Okay. Absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorb the rays of sunlight. Okay. And second, conversion of light energy to chemical energy and a splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and what? Oxygen. Okay. Conversion of light energy to chemical energy and splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. During the process of photosynthesis, okay, light energy convert into chemical energy and water molecule break down into the form of hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so now we move to our next point. Reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Okay, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. Okay, this one is our turn. First point says that absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Okay, and then sunlight and convert into the chemical energy. Light energy convert into chemical energy and water molecule break down into hydrogen and oxygen. And last one is reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. Okay, these steps needed to take place one after the other immediately. These three steps needed not to take place one after the other immediately. Okay. For example, desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night and prepare an intermediate which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. Okay. Here is given an example that desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night. Okay, it means in a desert, plant take up carbohydrate at night. Okay, and prepare an intermediate which are act upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the sunlight, and it absorbs it use those energy that are absorbed absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. Okay. Let us see how each of the component of the above reaction and necessary for photosynthesis. Let's see how each of the components of above reaction are necessary for photosynthesis. If you carefully observe a cross section of a leaf under the microscope, here you can see, you will not notice that some cells contain green dots. Here you can see this one is the figure of cross section of a leaf. Okay, this one is xylem and this one is phloem. Okay. This one is wax cuticle and this one is upper epidermis. Here is chloroplast and this one is here this space is known as air spaces and this green one is guard cell. Okay, and this one is lower epidermis. Here you can see this is the figure of cross section of a leaf. Okay, cross section of a leaf. You will notice that some green dots. Here we will notice that if they are under if this one is green dot, this you will see these green dots. Okay, these green dots are cell organelle called chloroplast, and these green dots, these green dots, this one is chloroplast, this one is cell organelle called chloroplast. Okay, which contains the chloroplast. Chlorophyll. Chloroplast contains what? Chlorophyll. Okay, let us do an activity which demonstrate that chlorophyll. Here is an activity. Okay, let us do this activity. Now, let us study how the plants obtained carbon dioxide. And now let us study about how the plants obtained carbon dioxide. In class 9, we had talked about stromata, which are teeny pores present on the surface of the leaf. In the previous class, in class 9, we had talked about stromata, okay, which are tiny pores that are present in where leaf surface. Okay, massive amounts of gaseous exchange take place in the leaf through these pores for the purpose of photosynthesis. Okay, and massive amounts of gas exchanges take place with the help of stromata in a leaf. Okay, during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, but it is important to note here that exchanges of gases occurs across the surface of stem, root and leaf as well. But it is of gases occurs across the surface of also in stem, root and leaf as well. Since large amounts of water can also be lodged through this stromata, the plant closes these pores when it does not need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Okay, Since the large amount of during this, the large amount of water are lost. Okay, uh, lost through the through this stromata. Okay, the plant the plant closed these pores when it does not need carbohydrate for photosynthesis. Okay, here you can see that this one is the figure of open open pore and stomata pore, and this one is the figure of closed stomata pore. Okay, now these opening and closing of the flows into them, causing the stomatal pores to open. Okay, it means uh, it means uh, it means the sorry, I skipped one line. The opening and closing of these pores is function of the guard cells, and the opening and closing of these pores, stomatal pores, it is a function of guard cells. Okay, the guard cells swell when water flows out them. The guard cells swell when the water flows them. Okay, causing the stomatal pores to open, and then causing the stomatal pore to open. Okay, when cell will swell. Okay, similarly the pores close if the guard cells shrink, and similarly uh, the pores were closed when the cell get shrink. Okay, here is also an activity given here. Based on the two activities performed above, can be designed as an experiment to demonstrate the sunlight of essential for photosynthesis. Okay, these two activities, we see there are two activities given. These two activities based on that can we design an experiment to demonstrate that sunlight is essential for synthesis, that sunlight are essential for photosynthesis. Okay, this one is question. So far we have talked about the sunlight are essential for photosynthesis. Without sunlight, plant cannot do photosynthesis. Okay. So far we have talked about how autotrophs meet their energy requirements. We had talked about how autotrophs get their energy requirements. Okay, requirement. Okay, but they also need to other raw materials for build their body. But they also need other raw materials for build their bodies. Okay, water used in photosynthesis is taken off from the soil by the roots in tertiary plants. Okay, and water used in photosynthesis, we see that water is essential. Water is also essential for photosynthesis. Is taken up from the soil by the root. Okay, in tertiary plant. Other materials like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium are taken up from the soil, and also like some other materials, nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium are also taken up from the soil. Okay, nitrogen is an essential element used in the synthesis of protein and other compounds, and nitrogen is essential for elements used the synthesis of protein and other compounds. Okay, this is this is taken up in the form of inorganic nitrates or nitrates. Okay, nitrates or nitrites. Okay, this is taken up in the form of inorganic nitrates and nitrites. Or it is taken up as an organic compound which has been prepared by bacteria from atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. Or it is also taken up in an organic compound which have been prepared by bacteria from atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. In this video, we have discussed about nutrition and first type of nutrition, that is autotrophic nutrition. It means self-dependent nutrition that includes all green plants and some bacteria also. They prepare their food by themselves. Okay, and sunlight are essential for photosynthesis. Without sunlight, it cannot work. In next video, we will discuss about heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.